It's the most wonderful time to be stressed out and suck. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Rude Cooking School podcast. I'm your host, host, John Hauser III. And with me is a very stuffy and stumpy.
Hello, this is Jeni Peck, and it's called Height Challenged, John. Vertically challenged, I mean, is the PC
okay.
term.
I prefer stumpy. How's it going?
It's good. It's good. Other than my sinuses are all stopped up, and I was wondering all day why. And now I'm realizing, I just inhaled like 50 pounds of onion powder and garlic powder because I made our spice mix at work today.
That's what it is.
A poof of spices. So there you go.
Well, it just makes your boogers taste better.
Yeah, yum.
It was funny because right before I pressed record, you were like, "Oh, right, that's why." And in my head, I was like, "Wait a minute, I want to know why." I'm glad you explained that. That's really funny. Yeah, that'd get you, I guess.
Yeah. We make 10 gallons of it at a time, and so you emptied out all the spices, and it's just like a cloud of
do you just buy your spices by the bucket?
Yeah, it's a lot of. We go through a lot because we, it's kind of like our allspice, and we season all of our chicken wings. We marinate the chicken wings, and our potato fries, our Western fries. So and then we use it as an allspice to season lots of things, like our chicken cheese steaks and stuff like that.
Hell yeah!
Our proprietary blend
of 11 herbs and seasonings.
Yeah. Proprietary. That's a hard word to say. I got it out, though.
I was about to say you got it out good, though.
I had to think really hard, concentrate while I was saying it.
Do you get Christmas? Do you do Christmas themed stuff at work?
We decorate. I have a Christmas tree and wreaths and all of that. We don't really do much else. I'm sure my customers are grateful that I don't play Christmas music because I'm there all day and do not want to hear that. I actually love Christmas music, so I don't want to ruin it for myself.
Gotcha.
Is really
that makes sense.
The case. But we have an awesome Christmas tree we put up every year, and I collect ornaments for it, and they're very on theme. Like I have a Mack truck Christmas ornament, all the shiny, sparkly ones. A hot dog Christmas ornament, a burger, fries, Santa Claus riding a Harley, a couple trucks. So that's always fun.
Yeah, I think last year I got a hot dog for the tree. We still don't have ornaments up yet.
Oh,
it's
what?
The 19th. We still... I normally don't involve myself in the ornaments, so any of the trimming of the tree until I have to put my Krampus on and a couple of my own personal ones on that they make me put on. But no, they're just Leanna and Crosby are just like, yeah, I'm kind of just liking the lights. I'm like, whatever.
Nice.
You guys are the worst. So
what are your Christmas holiday plans?
Well, my in-laws are coming here because we went down to their house for Thanksgiving. So we're going to have my in-laws and my mother here for Christmas Eve.
Nice. Are you cooking?
Yeah. I'm trying to get together. I guess I'm just going to do another, standing rib roast and popovers and that kind of thing.
Mashed potatoes and
just a traditional kind of roast feast kind of deal.
You can do it with your eyes closed by now, right? Isn't that what you do every year?
Yeah. And that's why I'm kind of like, I don't want to do it. Like at one point I was like, maybe I'll just do a beef Wellington. And then I was like, you know what? I don't want a fucking beef Wellington.
Yeah.
Beef Wellington's terrible for leftovers. And
it's kind of, I like the idea of it and the presentation is awesome, but it can be kind of disappointing.
Yeah, because it's literally just a giant piece of meat that's under.
Yeah,
like
and
underspiced.
It's filet mignon, which doesn't have a lot of fat in it. It's not as flavorful as other cuts of meat, like prime rib, which is ribeye.
Right.
So yeah, I mean the crust is nice, but yeah, it's I think overrated.
I think it's very overrated. But then I was thinking of other things, and I was just like, I think last year I might have done a ham.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I did my own ham. Like I bought a raw ham and then cured it myself.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was good. But then I'm like, oh, I don't want a ham.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, well, I guess I'll just fall back on the standing rib roast.
Getting a little bored of it.
Yeah, it's one of those things you're just like, it doesn't sound exotic and good. And then you make it and you're like, oh, this is really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like one of those kind
I
of
think
things.
it's still special because it's really impressive and it's not something you do every day.
Right.
And I like the idea of, I like doing the same thing every holiday. Like I like the tradition of it, grew up doing that. And so, yeah, I like that idea. But I also like the idea of starting new traditions. So,
I might do it a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of doing like the sous vide it all day and then roast it at the end, I might just do like almost like a reverse sear thing.
Mm-hmm.
That I was looking at like a super low and slow, like 250-degree oven, like all day kind of deal, and then at the end really put the spurs to it.
Yeah.
So it gets more condensed,
yeah,
like flavor wise, but not like cooked through. But the good thing about doing it with the sous vide thing is like it's literally it just kind of falls apart, which is amazing.
Yeah, it tenderizes it really well.
Right.
You could play around with the sides or like the accoutrement, like you could do like a chimichurri to brighten everything up, or
that's a good idea.
Yeah, play around with a couple things on the side.
Yeah, I got to do. I'll do more research after we'll talk about. I got a couple tomorrow night and Saturday afternoon. My time is being spent somewhere else, so yeah. I gotta deal with that. But yeah, and they'll come over and we'll make dinner, and then we'll just hang out and watch something stupid, some kind of crazy Christmas shit, and then the morning it happened, everybody exchange gifts, and then everybody will leave, and it'll be great. We'll be alone because Leanna's parents got to go to her sister's house, and then my mom goes and leaves to go with other family and stuff, and then the house is quiet.
Yeah, and then you have a relaxing Christmas day.
Yeah, and we're gonna do the English breakfast.
Nice.
Saturday, Christmas morning.
I love that tradition.
But this year, Leanna has said she'll do it.
Oh.
So.
I mean, it's pretty easy to prepare, right? Most of it is kind of pre-made. Did you find black pudding?
Yeah, I gotta
use your source. Nice.
Yeah. Who I gotta get on the show. Like
that would be cool.
She's been doing this for a while and it's really interesting. Yeah, I was actually just texting with her right before I got in touch with you to do the show. Just being like, hey, we still good? And she's like, oh yeah, I'm just waiting for this or that to come in, but I'll be good. She'll have the stuff before Christmas Eve. So
nice.
I think last year I literally went there on Christmas Eve and picked stuff up.
Yeah.
So
John has his underground source.
Yeah. My underground fucking black pudding source. Yeah. She used to be the only place I can get Heinz beans from, but then everybody started selling Heinz beans.
Yeah.
But now nobody's selling them again.
Oh, really? I feel like I see them in international I'm doing air quotes. International section at grocery stores.
Yeah. Harris Teeter used to have them, and even Safeway had them for a bit. I haven't seen them.
Huh.
in the last couple weeks. I've been on the lookout for them, so I'm gonna have to order them through her.
Yeah.
Because, and I'm not gonna spend a lot of money because she actually doesn't like really gouge this shit out of everybody for the prices.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was worried that I wasn't gonna be able to get in touch with her, I was looking online for prices of stuff, and it was gonna cost like a minimum of $100.
Yeah, to get it imported and shipping and all of
Well,
that.
there's a place that you can buy from that's like a British food place, and you buy everything, and it's like $55, right? And you're like, oh, okay. But shipping is free after $100. But then
or $50.
Right. So you do $55 and then shipping's 35 or 30, and it's almost $90 to get it shipped.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I might as well just buy $100 worth of stuff and get it shipped for free instead of paying almost $100 and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
getting $50 worth of shit. So
just buy a case of Heinz beans.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. Like, like all the black pudding I could get.
Beans for days.
I love black pudding.
Oh, so me too. It probably freezes fine.
Oh yeah. Because when I get from her, I always get a couple tubes of it.
Yeah.
Extra because it comes hermetically sealed and just that like how they do chorizo. Just in a plastic. Like,
yeah. And then you slice it and then.
Yeah.
Fry
slice it and cook it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then Christmas Day got nothing. I guess it's all going to be Chinese food or something.
Yeah,
like you.
That's what we do Christmas Day. Nice and relaxed, Jewish style.
Well, and it's also the first day of Hanukkah, night of Hanukkah, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
so it'll be perfect.
Well, you're doing Christmas Eve.
We're doing Christmas Eve. Lila's cousins, Kelly and Jesse, host, and so we'll be there. They usually do kind of an Italian theme. So they cook most of the dinner. I am bringing like a antipasta charcuterie type board. Lila's making focaccia, and nice. I am making a pistachio lemon olive oil cake. So that'll be icing with cream cheese icing. And nice. So yeah, it should be a good meal. With the family, we do Secret Santa. So that should be fun. And I already know what I'm getting because I had a special request. So I'm getting a light box to photograph the flies that I tie.
Nice.
Yeah, because I'm a giant nerd.
Yeah, well, obviously. That's cool, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought, why not? I put so much effort and time into tying these really tiny, intricate flies. So I thought I would take some really good pictures of them because right now I just have my iPhone pictures with really bad lighting. And so that should be fun. It's something that relaxes me and keeps my brain from going crazy. So
that's cool.
Yeah. I do have a question for you because we haven't, we talk about charcuterie all the time, but we don't talk about, because I do this very often, putting together like charcuterie boards. And like, is there a specific way that you like to put yours together, or specific products or items that you always put on yours? Or do you just kind of fly by the seat of your pants and like see what's available?
I normally go one salami, which I normally get fennel, like a fennel salami.
Same.
I normally do another kind of meat thing, like another salami or a you can get those like little mortadella tubes, or which I really like because they're just fun, or like some sort of ham or just something like that. But definitely another, or like prosciutto or whatever the fuck. So like 2 meats. I usually do like 4 cheeses, and it's usually a double cream brie, a blue, which is normally for me because I just love blue. Leanna loves like an aged cheddar, and then we'll get like It's called like Unicos. It's like a it's like an aged it's orange. I forget exactly what it's called, but you can get it at Whole Foods. It's really nutty and delicious.
Nice.
So like, you know, from creamy to hard basically. Dijon mustard, membrillo, fig jam, a baguette chopped up, sliced up, not toasted. Toasted and then chopped up, like to get the outside crispy, but
each piece
I want
toasted,
the soft,
like tears up the side of the roof of your mouth.
Yeah. I want the inside soft, but the outside a little like, and I'm not doing it to where it's crackly. I just warm it up.
Yep.
You know, I don't. So, and then I'll do grapes, apple, some nuts, you know, whatever I got on hand.
Nice.
Yeah, like I try to make it not a lot of meat, even though it's a charcuterie plate, you know, like I consider just like a cheese and vegetable plate with some meat.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But always get like more than what you think you're going to need in the meat department, because that's usually what goes first.
It does go
most
first.
Of the time.
Yeah. And it's like, it's a nice appetizer, or like bring it out like early while you're still cooking, and it's a great grazing thing because it can sit out.
Olives.
And it's not like too filling. So I always like a charcuterie board type thing for the holidays or parties.
But yeah, I switch it up when I can. Like whatever I got. Like sometimes I'll just throw like some strawberry jam on the thing because that's really good with brie. Like sweet stuff is really good with brie.
It is. I like pepper jelly with my blue cheese.
If pepper jelly. Oh, with blue cheese?
Yeah, it's good.
Huh.
It's really good.
Sounds good.
I always do a little prosciutto or speck on there. I'll do like a large fennel salami, and then I'll do like a smaller, like usually something spicy, like a chorizo or like a, you know, like a spicy salami, like, you know, the small thin ones, and you can like slice it thicker. So like all the meat has like a different texture. Pretty much similar style cheeses, always an aged cheddar. Really, the aged cheddar is usually like the hit, especially like super aged where it's kind of crystally like a Parmesan. That's always really good, like really salty but creamy. We don't do grapes because we have dogs, and I got scared one time because my dog Harry ate an entire, like it hadn't been touched yet, an entire charcuterie cheese board.
Oh my gosh.
Like the whole thing. And that was for like 10 people. And luckily there weren't grapes on it that time, but I usually do put grapes on it. And because grapes are very poisonous for dogs. And then after that, I was like, I'm never putting grapes on a charcuterie board again because who the fuck knows?
Yeah, that stinks.
That would have been a disaster. But I like different kinds of peppers, like a spicy, like piquillo pepper, and like and things like that.
Sorry, yeah,
all the pickled
I put those
things.
on there. Cornichon.
You could pickle
I knew there
your
was
own
things
onions.
I was forgetting about. Yeah.
But I definitely go like, and I've been doing this before it was a trend and people were doing this as like a business, but I really like it decorated, and I try put a little extra effort into making it pretty. And
see, that's the one thing I just like, where it goes, and I try to make it look good, but I don't like sweep it around, and I
do all the things.
I'm not good at that.
Yeah, it's fun.
By the way, I do recommend, again, for people who have listened to our former episode on the book Gather and Graze, if you want really good ideas for like a non-traditional, like just a board. It's not a charcuterie board. It's just like small bites board by Mumtaz Mustafa and Laura Klinstra. That book's incredible, and if you go back and listen to our episode on that where I interviewed both of them, that book's incredible. So
nice.
And that gives you a lot of that's like a really good Christmas Day idea. Like if you're trying to do a brunch, like their boards would be perfect brunch boards. A lot of them are, yeah. They do breakfast boards, lunch boards. Yeah, it's fucking super cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Um,
then
Go ahead.
Christmas night, what are you doing?
We forgot that Christmas is a big movie day. So we were thinking of going to the movies
Okay.
Christmas night, and depending on how busy it's going to be, we'll see what seats
Before you
will
guys
be
do
available.
before you do Hanukkah stuff?
Yeah, well, we're not doing Hanukkah stuff that day. We're gonna
Okay.
we'll probably do that later, like maybe that weekend.
Gotcha.
And yeah, so we might go to the movies, do Chinese for lunch, brunchy, and then go to a movie. I have no idea what's playing, but I'm sure we'll find something. I do want to see the Wicked movie, but we're gonna see what the tickets look like. We always go to the one at the Rotunda where they have like the big love seats or like the big lazy boy type seats, and you can pick your spot ahead of time, which is really nice. Yeah, and they have booze. I like that most movie theaters are doing that now, which is really great.
I will tell you that the Robert Eggers version of Nosferatu comes out on Christmas Day.
Yeah, I would be very much interested in that.
That looks
It
fucking
does look good.
awesome.
Yeah. I love vampire anything. Ever since I was a little kid, I was that weirdo kid that I go to the library and take out any vampire book, any and all vampire books, because it was just fascinating me. Vampires and werewolves. Like, fuck a Bigfoot or aliens. Vampires and werewolves.
When I was like 5 or 6, all I wanted to do was be a werewolf. Still. But like, yeah, that was like my first big, like, I want to grow up and be, and you know, kids are like, doctor. I'm like, I want to grow up and be a werewolf. And then everyone's like,
have you ever seen The Howling werewolf marsupials? I think it's the second or third movie.
I've seen them, but I don't remember I remember the first one. I don't remember the second and the third.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's set in like Australia, and the werewolves are Tasmanian tiger werewolves, which is an extinct species of like dog or wolf in Australia, and it has like the stripes. And they're really crazy looking. They have really long snouts. And so that's the theme of the movie. And it's really bad. Like the transforming scenes of people turning into werewolves are really bad but good. Like you can, see all the animatronics and things like that.
The first one's amazing.
Yeah.
Those are some horny werewolves.
Yeah. And
those werewolves be
the
fucking.
second one, there's even a scene where a woman, I guess, had sex with a werewolf, and in the movie gives birth to the werewolf, and it climbs up her stomach, and she is also a werewolf, and climbs into her pouch because she's a marsupial.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta rewatch that.
Yeah, I'm like, I remember the cover of the third Howling movie, but I don't remember the movie. I saw them way too young. I've seen the regular. I think within the last year I've seen Howling.
Yeah,
the first one.
Oh, nice.
Most of the time it's such diminishing returns on the second and third and fourth and fifth. I'm just like, I'm good.
I think they're all good. It's like the Die Hard movies. They're all good and they're all entertaining.
Two's not good. Two is not.
What
good.
Die Hard? They're all good except the fifth one. Which the second one not set during Christmas, so we know why.
Yeah,
it's not good.
The fifth one's basically a fucking, Fast and the Furious movie.
Which is entertaining. That's what we do too. Again, around Christmas time is I binge all the Die Hard movies, which I own.
Nice.
So,
yeah, I love one which we just watched right after Thanksgiving. I love 3. Which one's 4?
Oh crap. Is that the one where they have to run around New York, or is that 5?
That's 3.
Oh, that's 3. I get the order.
With Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all very entertaining.
Yes. But yeah, that Eggers Nosferatu looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
There's all kind of shit coming out this weekend, I think.
Yeah, well, it's the time. They always bring the heavy hitters for Christmas. Yeah. But I'm sure we'll find a movie that we want to watch. So
that's a good idea.
Yeah. So we're gonna read some Facebook stories from our Facebook friends.
We're gonna I put it out to the Facebook group and a couple people got back. And then I have some other things that I'm gonna read that are just horrific. So where should we start? Start with the Facebook group? There's only a few.
Yeah, let's start with the Facebook group.
And some of them are like this one from Ryan Nagel. He goes, well, it's not food related because what I said was, do you have a horrible holiday tale to tell? Share it here or send it to our, Gmail account, which is our Gmail email, which is rudecookingschool@gmail.com. And so this guy got back and said cryptically, well, it's not food related, but there was, quote, the Christmas that was almost ruined by a dick joke on MySpace, unquote. And I was like, what? Like, dude, you gotta explain that. Like, he never did.
Oh, it was the inappropriate uncle.
Yeah, well,
it always is.
Yeah, probably something like that. But yeah, I'm like, dude, come on. You gotta help a brother out. John Baker, a friend of the show, says, cooking a huge fancy meal and God forbid another turkey less than a month after Thanksgiving is just goofy. The lead up to the holiday is stressful enough. Christmas dinner is Chinese food or hibachi, full stop.
Nice.
I don't blame him.
I like that take.
That's not a horrible tale, but whatever. It sounds like he's doing it because he had a horrible time and learned from it.
Yeah.
My friend Nicole Goodfellow Horsch says, the time I passed through the kitchen of our Thanksgiving host carving the turkey, only to see that the center of the turkey was bloody and still frozen.
Ooh.
Yeah. She said the host quickly turned the bird to conceal its underdoneness. I went into the other room pretending not to notice, and I hear his wife hiss, just get the meat off and put the bird back in the garage.
Oh, God.
Said, yeah, right?
She served it.
Yep. She said, I had to pretend I didn't know, but I made sure to tell my husband not to eat any turkey as the platter came by.
That is bold. She could have sent the entire family to the hospital.
Yeah. Or what the move is there is you just slice it off and then just really quickly just kind of.
Yeah, you could even pan fry it. Like take the whole breast off in one piece.
Pan fry it.
Yeah. And like just on one side.
And just hit it with a bunch of fucking
gravy.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
But that's people are going to be on the toilet all night. People are going to get sick from that. Bill Lindsay says, I don't know if it's horrible, but I believe that on Christmas, if spending it with family, whoever has the most amount of children makes the rules for the holiday. Schedule, like i.e. scheduling, getting together, times, etc. I don't know about that.
I don't know. I think it's what's most convenient for everyone, like the most people in the group, in the family.
I think the move there is let's make the times, let's make the schedule and be accepting when people who have children don't make it on time.
Yeah.
And be forgiving and understanding that it's hard to get children out of the house in two places. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that sucks when you're carrying a kid and you come in, you're just like, and you're like completely stressed out. Like, you're just like, then somebody gives you shit, like.
I like the idea of like, if we never had a huge family, but if I had a huge family, I would just make it an all day thing and just have a shit ton of food. People come in and out because they might need to go to the in-laws too. So you can come early or later and then do it as an all day thing.
Yeah. And I mean, the way my grandmother had a giant family. She had 7 kids.
Damn.
8 kids, right? Yeah, it's 7 brothers. My mother, and then 7 brothers, 8 kids.
She was the only
girl.
Girl, yeah. Damn.
Yeah. So what she would do is she would just like, all right, you can start coming at 2. And then when the last of you leave, you leave.
Yeah.
You know?
I like that.
So, you'd have people in and out all day. And normally it wasn't even like that. It was like, once they got there, they were there until you'd have to kick everybody out. And that was usually when the keg was dead. It was like nice Irish family. But it was funny because, I remember these Christmas parties at her house. Like, I always felt bad because my other grandmother lived up the street and we'd go to her house and I'd be like, can we get the fuck out of here to go to the other grandmother's house? Like, because the other grandmother's house is where the party was. And, we'd get there and then we'd just stay there all fucking day. And then everybody would be there in this little tiny row home. And literally there'd be like 40 fucking people in this thing.
Damn.
In like two or 3 rooms.
That sounds nice though. I like that.
Oh, it was great. Like, it was loud and obnoxious and fucking stupid. And, my grandmother would make a ham and, just a lot of like stuff to pick at. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Nothing huge, but a lot of finger foods and stuff. Like cheeses and shit. And then I remember my mother would start ordering like was it Swiss Colony stuff? Do you remember that shit?
Is that like the gourmet baskets and shit like that with cheeses and salamis and sausage rolls and
exactly.
Yeah.
Summer sausages and shit. And like then they'd have like the little desserts, the petit fours, the little fucking
and
little
fruit,
cakelets.
some fancy fruit sometimes, or is that Harry and David?
It was pre Harry and David.
Yeah.
But like Harry and David took it to another level where it was like,
bougie.
This is the real fancy stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think Swiss Colony's probably still rocking and rolling.
I bet.
Let's see.
I feel like I got a catalog from them, or it's a company like them, and I don't think I would ever order anything from them, but I always peruse the catalog anyway. I'll peruse any catalog, really, even if it has nothing to do with anything I'm interested in.
They're definitely still going. Like, yep, same stuff. Meats and cheeses,
nice.
Beef logs, candies, chocolates, petit fours,
sometimes
nuts,
wine.
gift baskets. Yeah, I guess maybe. But yeah.
Very now shitty wine.
Now I want to order this garbage shit.
So do you have any disaster Christmas stories or holiday stories?
Oh, I'm sure I do. Let me see. There has to be like a time in the last 15 years that I just got a little overserved and fucked something up. You know what I mean? Overcooked something or
yeah, but you've never like burnt the turkey and like
no
set the house on fire.
No, I had a really bad Thanksgiving one year where like some family members kind of showed their ass and then I got pissed off, and then once I got done making the dinner, I just walked out of the house and went to the bar up the street. I was like, fuck this shit, which was not cool because I left Leanna by herself.
Yeah. I'm sure every family has a story about friction within the family. But food related stuff, we just last year, our cousins, were going to host Christmas Eve, and then literally I can't remember if it was the night before or the morning of. It might have been the morning of Christmas Eve, and their water was out for the whole block. I think there was like a water main break or something like that. The whole block was out of water, and we're like, fuck, what are we going to do? So we ended up doing it at Lila's house, but like, grocery stores are closed, or, they're only open like first thing in the morning, or, it's like, God, do you really want to be in a grocery store on Christmas Day, or on Christmas Eve? So we put stuff together. Like we happened to have a bunch of stuff for a charcuterie cheese board. We made deviled eggs. We put some other stuff together, but it was pretty much like a grazing Christmas Eve. And it actually turned out really good. Like the food turned out good, and we got to spend time together and exchange presents. And
I honestly think
we saved
that would be nicer.
Yeah.
Like I'm honestly like, because now talking about like my grandmother's shit and then you talking about that, I'm like, grazing sounds like the way to go, because then everybody can just hang out and I'm not pissed off when somebody walks behind me and I'm like, get the fuck out of my way. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm cooking, go away. Like, I think maybe just getting a bunch of, little shit to pick at and just hang out and enjoy each other seems like the way to go. Did my heart just grow 2 sizes too big just now? But no, I honestly think that's probably a good way to go.
Yeah.
'Cause my mother eats like a goddamn bird. Her parents don't eat a bunch of shit. Like, but
and
if we just get a bunch of
food left over, yeah.
Right. The only thing Leanna would be bummed out if I don't do a standing rib roast is then there won't be a giant piece of meat left over for me to make fancy cheesesteaks out of. But I'll just buy a goddamn rib roast, like a small one.
Yeah.
It'll be cheap after Christmas.
Yep. Just grill up some ribeye steaks if you're craving some red meat. That's why I like a ham, though, for the holidays. Or really, like, any party. Like, my friend had a baby shower, and I made a whole ham for her. And it with, like, sweet rolls. And, like, 5 different types of mustard. And, like, it can sit out and people can just eat it by the piece. They can eat it as, like, their main dish. They can make little mini sandwiches. You can eat it all day and, like, eat it as leftovers. And
ham goes a long way.
Yeah, it's kind of perfect.
And then, like, there's so much you can do with it later just for breakfast. And just, I mean, just ham sandwiches are so fucking good.
And you don't have to be crazy like John and cure your own ham and make your own ham. You can just, there are good quality hams out there. I love a bone-in ham. And those are really good. What are those? Remember there were stores all over the place that sold spiral ham?
I can't stand those fucking
what
things.
Was the name of the store though? That was funny that was the business model. It was a store that just sold spiral hams.
Oh, I don't remember that.
It was a thing. I can't remember the name of it though.
But like, every ham is spiral now. You can't get a non-cut up pre-cut ham.
Oh yeah, I know. I order mine from Snake River Farms.
Yeah, you order like a $400 goddamn.
It's not $400.
Ham.
It's like $120.
That's a lot of fucking money. My ham costs $20.
It's like a 20-pound bone-in ham. That bitch is a big fucking huge. Ham. Yeah, it is. It is an entire leg of pig.
Yeah, it's a huge.
Yeah,
like. And also in my head, I'm like, okay, well, what is it? Is it worth to pay the $120 or, the 4 days of work of curing and smoking and cooking your own goddamn ham?
Yeah.
Which is a lot of work.
That'll feed like 100 people, man. And then you have the bone to make stock with it. Yeah, that was a good one for sure.
Yeah, those hams look really good. There's a couple of those hams that I've seen online. Because, you talk around your phone and all of a sudden you start getting ads and shit.
Yeah.
And you're like,
just fucking scary.
Yeah. So you start getting those like Kabuto hams for Christmas. And I'm like, oh, it looks so good.
They're good. It's the best ham I've ever had. I think it's totally worth it if you're willing to drop the shekels.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? I mean, looking at regular hams now, the prices are like $45-$50 now.
Yep. And that thing is like 2 hams put together. So
yeah, and these are just those junky spiral hams.
Yeah.
Fucking, I hate spiral hams. They get so dried out so easy.
They do.
You really have to wrap the hell out of those.
Yeah,
things.
you literally have to cook it so it's just heated up.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and then like it's hard to get a glaze on it because then it dries out.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. The edges dry out, and then it starts to like come apart at the seams where all the spirals are, and then it dries out in the inside too.
So do you have any other stories for us? Some
yeah, I got one more from the Rude site.
Oh, sweet.
The last one from the Rude site is Janet Morrissey says, we had the Thanksgiving turkey in the oven, and when I checked it 90 minutes later, I found that the oven was not working.
Oh, no.
We didn't have anything big enough to cook the turkey in except the Weber grill, but we were out of charcoal. After a frantic number of calls to friends and family, we managed to obtain enough charcoal to cook the turkey. My husband handled the cooking, and he did it while standing out in the cold rain. It actually tasted really great and was very moist. That's awesome.
I feel like that's a common thing, like oven issues. A lot of people have.
There was one year that my mother-in-law brined the turkey in water.
Just water. Nice.
She forgot to add salt.
Well,
she was like, oh.
It was moist, I guess.
It was the thought that counts.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest mistakes people do is not realize it takes like 4 or 5 days for a decent sized turkey to defrost in the fridge. Yeah. So you really got to do it ahead of time for sure.
Yeah. That reading through a lot of these, like, oh, this was such a bad holiday thing, is a lot of it is like Nicole's problem. That lady probably didn't thaw her turkey properly.
Yeah, exactly.
And then still tried to cook it. And it's not gonna cook because it's just not like.
It didn't do their research about how long it would take. Yeah.
Right. Eventually it'll be done, but it's gonna take 8 hours, and the outside of it's gonna be fucking leather.
Yep.
But some of these are fucking. Let's get ready.
Oh, give me a disaster.
Shit. Yeah, and a lot of these are British, so it's really funny. This is from a person called Olivia, who was 22. She said, so me and my ex broke up a couple Christmases ago. I said to him, we're going to have separate celebrations. So he agreed to spend Christmas with his parents, and I would spend time with Christmas with mine. On Christmas Day, my family sat down to open presents when my mom's phone started ringing. It was my ex calling my mom. He was crying outside my front door. He had turned up with absolutely no forewarning whatsoever. He was drunk as fuck, and his mom had brought him to come and talk to me.
What?
My mom, this is where it gets convoluted. My mom invited him and his mom in because she felt bad, and they ended up sitting in my house for about an hour. I was crying because I was drunk, and I didn't want him there. My auntie, dad, and granddad were all crying too, because it was their first Christmas without my grandma, and his mom was crying to my nan. It was a fucking disaster. That sounds awful.
Yes, it does. That's when I would go up into a room and hide.
Yeah, a lot of these are from younger people, which is really funny.
Yeah.
This is from George, 23. I went to the pub on Christmas Eve 2019 and got absolutely steaming. Then I wake up Christmas Day, go downstairs, and there's like an atmosphere. I go into the kitchen and my mom's like, do you know what you did last night?
Uh-oh.
And I was like, what? No. Apparently during the night, I got up while sleepwalking and gone to the toilet. But I'd gone to my brother's room instead, where he's asleep with his girlfriend. So I just got into the corner of the room and started peeing. My brother's girlfriend wakes up. She thinks I'm my brother, so she's like, Will, what the hell are you doing? Then she realizes I'm the one that's peeing in the room, so she screams a fucking bloody murder. My brother wakes up and he's like, what the hell are you doing? Fuck off. Get out of my room. And I went back to bed blissfully unaware of what happened.
Oh, no.
That's terrible. Ugh. Yeah, that's a bad one.
Yeah. At least there was conversation topic for the next day.
Yeah, at least you didn't piss on the turkey or anything.
Yeah.
Floor 23 said, this was Christmas of 2012. My parents split, and my sister was living in a house that was behind my dad and stepmom's house. And so we were doing half of Christmas there, half Christmas with my dad. My stepmom and her family had all her family around, including her 103-year-old grandma. That's probably not good.
Yeah.
And they were all quite quiet, reserved people. Then we hear a clippity clopping of drunkenly staggering heels, and it was my mom. My mom had basically gotten absolutely hammered and then put on one of my sister's going out dresses like this was a proper tight little black dress time. She rang the doorbell and came in and introduced herself, slurring all over the place, then just fell onto the sofa and flashed everyone. She said, I blocked it out mentally for years because it was one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. Yeah. That sucks.
Oh, all the drunken holiday stories.
Yeah,
because it makes
Christ.
you drink sometimes.
Oh yeah,
yeah, being around your entire family.
It's stressful for people.
Yeah,
it's stressful for everybody.
Yeah.
Neil, 27 says, this was probably about 15 years ago. It was Christmas Eve, and I went up to my stepbrother's room at about 11 o'clock and started banging on his door and singing Christmas carols really loudly, being very annoying. My stepbrother opened the bedroom door, told me to shut up and fuck off, and then slammed the door in my face. The bottom of his wooden door met perfectly with my big toenail on my right foot, and it ripped it clean off. Oh, God. Oh. It was hanging off by a tiny thread of my nail matrix. Oh, who calls it a nail matrix? That sounds even worse. I spent the first hours of Christmas Day in the hospital in a wheelchair with my dad waiting for it to get dressed and bandaged.
That sucks. But also, you deserved it.
Yeah, this one's going to be awful because the headline's terrible. This is from Eve, who's 21. When I was 15 or 16, which is more than old enough to know better, it was about 9 a.m. on Christmas morning. My brother told me to go and ask my parents what they wanted for breakfast because one of our Christmas traditions is to make breakfast in bed for our parents. So he was like, go ask whether it's pancakes or eggy bread they want or whatever.
I guess
see where this
British
is going?
Yes, but I guess the British call French toast eggy bread.
Yes, because they're fucking maniacs. I didn't knock, and I walked straight into the room and saw my dad balls deep in my mom, and that was not great.
I like that she ends that with, and that was not great.
Yeah, I like that she said balls deep in my mom. Fuck off. Oh, God. She said that vision was just etched into my brain for the rest of Christmas. You mean for the rest of time?
Yes.
For the rest of your life.
Also, always fucking knock if the door is closed. Come on now.
Yeah, dude, you were 15 or 16. Come on.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Yeah.
That's a ruined Christmas event. The dinner was very quiet. Everyone just ate in silence.
Yeah, that's fucking weird. Okay, Emma, 21. Me and my housemates did our Secret Santa in 2 hours by running around to get stuff for each other. So we all unwrapped our presents and everyone got each other's dumb games and things. That didn't. Yeah. And then I opened mine, and it was a box of live locusts from the exotic pet store around the corner from our house.
What?
I don't think I've ever been so horrified by a present in my life. I took them back to the pet shop, and they were like, oh, I'm really sorry, we can't give you the money back. And I was like, please just take them away from me. These were also ones that had a warning label said you shouldn't release them in the UK because they'd cause crop damage.
Oh, why would they even exist in the UK?
Yeah, why would they even sell those? That's illegal.
Yeah. And also, why was she given those? There's no explanation.
Because some dickhead, I guarantee some dickhead guy just thought it would be funny.
Yeah.
And edgy.
Not funny.
Fucking asshole. All right. There's a lot of these which are funny. About 5 years ago, I spent Christmas Eve day cooking a huge, elaborate standing rib roast and all the fixings. My dog, who had a weak stomach, decided it would be brilliant to get into the trash and proceeded to come over to my perfectly set table mid-meal with my entire family present and throw up several times.
Oh, on the table?
No, I guess around the family.
Yeah.
He then ran under the table with the runs as we scrambled to clean up the mess. Everyone immediately left, and it went down as a pretty epic fail.
Yeah, that's not good. Not good.
That sucks. 2 years ago at Christmas, my nephew made weed brownies. He gave me a brownie advising me to take tiny bites. I passed it to my sister, who, per usual, wasn't paying attention to what was going on. She kept eating large bites and became very ill. Still on the couch, she stood up and threw up all over the floor from the weed. Also, maybe tone down your fucking weed brownies,
I
Cheech
know.
Marin.
You should be able to eat one or two and enjoy the brownie part of it.
Woof. She missed both a white rug and couch by inches, and my other sister spilled red wine, which one of the dogs licked up from the floor. My other nephew and his partner drove her home, where she slept it off. This year at Thanksgiving, my sister fell down the stairs spilling white wine all over the wall and in front of her. I wonder what's going to happen next year.
She's a hot mess.
Yeah, dude. Jesus Christ. Growing up, there was, quote, power cut Christmas, end quote, where we emergency barbecued the turkey. Very, very dry. Another Christmas, the cats broke into the next door garage and ate the neighbor's turkey.
Oh.
And pretty much every Christmas my old granddad was alive, he would viciously dump on each and every thoughtful gift anyone got him. In the end, my mom cracked and brought him a sexy lady's leg toothbrush. He has dentures. He was not amused, but at least we had a good chuckle. Yeah, that sucks.
I would stop giving him gifts.
Yeah, I would just be like, we're not coming to your house anymore. You suck.
Scrooge.
Ooh, this is rough. This is a Bumpus's dog situation. It was my first time cooking a large Christmas dinner. I was putting all the food out as my guests were coming to the table. In one quick moment, my Great Dane grabbed the whole turkey and took it to the backyard.
Oh.
That dog's getting put to sleep that night. You're done.
Also, it's a Great Dane. It can literally just lean over and grab shit off the table.
It's taller than your table.
You need to put him away.
Exactly, dude.
All right. One last one?
Couple more, yeah.
Couple more.
Let me see. I have a couple memorable ones.
All
one
right.
bad, one funny. Growing up, our parents allowed us kids to have our own small tree. My dad had cut it down for us behind the hills behind our house. For some reason, the tree had dried out. I guess we forgot to water it. My mom decided to get rid of it, so she put it in the fireplace to burn.
Oh, no.
It was so dry, it exploded back out onto the floor. My mom picked it up and ran with it in front of her to throw it outside. Oh, no. She received third-degree burns in her arms and her hands.
Oh, God.
And first and second-degree burns on her face. My dad never allowed the fireplace to be used again. 40 years later, my mom still has scars and no strength in her right hand. That's terrible.
That's not funny at all, John.
No, she said one bad, one funny. So here's the one that's funny, I guess. 10 years ago, my sister-in-law's sponsor brought a cake for the family for Christmas, a nice Yule log. My sister-in-law decided to have a piece. After she had taken a bite, she commented that while the cake wasn't bad, it tasted odd. Turns out the cake was from the barkery and not the bakery, and the cake was a dog cake.
How the fuck do you do that?
I don't fucking know. That's just really bad.
Ugh. Oh, man.
I'm going to just pick one at random. Let's go with this. It was the school's Christmas dinner. Nothing fancy, just some food, traditional bread, and a dessert. The food was great as usual. The bread was fantastic. But the dessert, it was homemade. School-made? Chocolate pudding. I did not try it, but apparently it tasted good. The next day, literally everyone who ate it got food poisoning, and every class had maybe 3 to 5 kids because nearly everyone had some of the pudding. I'm not sure what happened, but I'm pretty sure nobody had a great Christmas because of that terrible chocolate.
Oh, God. How many
Happy
people
Christmas,
sued?
everybody. Yeah.
That
terrible. Sucks.
You know what my favorite thing? Well, it's not.
Oh, some of these are terrible. Fucking parents having heart attacks and having to resuscitate them.
No,
Jesus
that's
Christ.
not fun at all. I love during the holiday season watching all the disaster videos of people deep frying their turkeys for Thanksgiving. It's like in this day and age, how do you fucking not know how to do it safely? Like all the information is out there. Fucking Google it.
Yeah.
Like they're like filling their pots to the top with oil and then trying to like, do you not understand like when you put something in liquid, it rises? Like,
well, I think people know that part sometimes, but they also don't realize how much bubbling happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I watch those every time around Thanksgiving and it's the fucking... It's scary as shit, but it's also the funniest because most of these people are doing them outside.
Yeah.
And it's just a giant fucking fireball.
Yeah.
You know, like as long as nobody's getting hurt, it's
every
funny.
year somebody like, because they'll do it in the garage too or something like that. And it's just like, that's still inside, asshole. And every year someone burns down their house.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you fucking idiot. Sorry.
Have you ever done one of those?
Deep fried? No, but I've tasted it. It is delicious.
I've done it twice. It's really, really good.
Yeah, it is.
But
I mean, it's deep fried. You can deep fry a shoe and it's good.
It's scary though. It's a lot of fucking oil.
Uh-huh.
When you first put that turkey in there, even like no amount of drying that motherfucker out, it's still wet inside.
Yeah.
Like it's the initial bubbling is scary.
Yeah.
You know, and
you gotta have a big enough pot and know how much oil to put in.
Yes. And by the way, if you've never watched those videos, I highly recommend them. They're really funny.
Yep.
Just not one where they're like inside their house. They normally don't.
Or not
they
one
normally
where
don't
people
show
get hurt. Just watch people being stupid.
Just a giant fireball goes up in the air. So there you go.
Nice.
Just listen to those stories and realize your Christmas isn't as bad as you thought it would be.
It could be a lot worse.
Could be a lot worse, yeah. Yeah, your mom could be getting third-degree burns chucking a goddamn flaming Christmas tree out of your house.
Or you could see your mom and dad balls deep.
Balls deep. Happy Christmas, everyone. I hope you have a good time. If you don't celebrate it, I hope you have just a peaceful night. Take care of each other. Look after each other. From us to you, have a good holiday. Just relax. Take a breath. We're all going to need it for next year.
Yeah.
So, for the Rude Cooking School podcast, I'm John Hauser III. Don't yuck my yum.
And I'm Jeni Peck. Happy holidays.
Go balls deep. See you, everybody.